Now on to the second mission, Fuel of War. We're still in the Decepticon campaign here, obviously, and on this mission we will be in control of the three Seekers, Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp, and you can choose which one you want to play as. They all have identical jet modes that all play exactly the same, and I gotta say the jet modes are actually really fun in this game, probably one of the best aspects of the transformations that there is, because you can you have completely free roam of where you want to go with the jet modes. As we're passing through these tunnels, there's going to be these security probe things that are easy to destroy with your jet weapons, which you have unlimited ammo for both of them, conveniently. And I chose to play a Starscream here because who wouldn't want to play a Starscream, for one, and two, I think that he has the best setup of everyone. I think that, I want to say Skywarp has the invisibility, but Starscream has the sniper rifle, which is his signature weapon, the Null Ray. Kind of appropriate that they would give him that. So it would make more sense if one character had both of those. And you don't really want to play as Thundercracker because he's your medic. He has the Energon Repair Ray, which will heal you if you're taking any damage. So periodically throughout this mission, we're going to encounter those security. It's like these tripwires right here. We have to destroy the. We can walk through them, but it'll set off a bunch of auto turrets and other crap. So we're just gonna avoid that. We're gonna fly over here, and we have to shoot these power box right here. We're gonna see on the. Some of them are hidden in some rather clever places, but that one is only the second one you see, so it's not too tricky to find. The first one is in plain sight. But the other weapon we get here is the Scatter Blaster, which I don't know if I said before is basically the automatic shotgun for this game, and it's not that great. I mean, we'll use it while we can, but I really want to get a better weapon soon. But we're going to hold on to the Null Ray for pretty much the entire mission. These four guys down here, I really just recommend if you had any grenades, tossing a grenade on them, which I thought I misplaced the grenades and I didn't know where they were. I failed to pick them up, but they were actually right next to me the whole time, so I could have picked them up and thrown a grenade on those guys and probably killed 3 out of the 4 of them, if not all 4 of them. But instead I just sniped one of them and went and I'm dealing with the others now. So the sniper rifle is actually a pretty easy weapon to get headshots with, but it'll scatter all over the place if you do not use your scope. So it's not one of those weapons like that you can no-scope with very easily. I mean, you can try, but 9 out of 10 times, unless you're at point-blank range, you're not going to hit him where you want to. And it doesn't really do an exceptional amount of damage unless you hit them in the head, but it will do enough to where if you're hitting these regular Autobot scouts that we're fighting here, then you'll be good enough just hitting them anywhere on their body. But I'm going to do my best to get headshots nonetheless. Now, up here is actually where the power box is for that security station down there. That little tripwire thing. I don't really know what to call them. The only thing I don't like about Starscream is his abilities. He has the shockwave ability and the hover ability, and I really hate the hover ability. I think it's completely unnecessary. But the shockwave ability can be nice. I might demonstrate it later. But now that we're fighting these actual Autobots, they're a little bit. It seems like they're a little bit easier to hit in the head. Maybe it's just because I had more practice with the game than I did in the first mission. Because it had been a while since I played the game when I played the first mission for recording this. But who knows? Right now we're just fighting regular Autobot scouts. But there'll be a lot of times in this mission where I'll just go into my jet mode and use my jet weapons because I have unlimited ammo for those, and we don't need to worry about conserving our sniper rifle ammo or whatever else we're using. But also the jets are the only vehicles that have 2 weapons. They have a machine gun and they have rockets, which makes sense. But yeah, the rate of fire of the Scatter Blaster is nice, but that's really all it has going for it. It really isn't all that strong, especially at any kind of range. I much prefer the EMP shotgun, but I think I'd prefer a much more medium range weapon at this point because I have the sniper rifle. And yes, I will be using the names Sniper Rifle and Null Ray interchangeably, but they both mean the same thing. They're both the same weapon. I may not refer to a lot of the weapons in this game by their full names. The other guys have been fighting this one guy the entire time when he's been shooting missiles at them. I just ran up behind him and meleeed him. Now, Starscream's increased mobility of the Seekers does come with the trade-off, the fact that they're not, they can't really take that much damage, and in multiplayer, the Scientist class, as they're called, actually has the least amount of health of all character classes. In this room, there's a guy with an overshield, and you basically just have to do twice as much damage to him as you would normally. It's not really that much of a big deal. I believe this is the first time that the name Seeker has actually been used as an official Transformers term. I think prior to this, it was just a fan terminology for the Decepticon jets. Back here, I went back here because there's overshields back here for us, and figured might as well get them. We just have to do a little bit of backtracking to find them. And there was a Autobot collectible in that room as well, but obviously I already got that. I'm not going to be naming off all the locations of all the collectibles, because I don't remember all of them. But I have gotten all of them. I might make a separate walkthrough for that later. But correct me if I'm wrong, I do believe that this is the first time Seekers, they're called Seekers as part of the actual canon. And right here, I came out of this section way too close to those enemies over here. You kind of want to stay back here, not quite this far back, but there's going to be missile turrets along the side of there, and you definitely want to take those out. If you're using your missiles, you can just give it a few seconds and wait for it to lock onto the turrets and take them out, because those turrets will eat your jet mode alive, figuratively speaking. And the so you take a little more damage when you're in vehicle mode from rockets, because they can lock onto you, I guess. We don't want to lose our overshield just yet. And then we can just kind of sit back here and spam the machine guns at them, because we have unlimited ammo for them, so why not? And I don't really have a perch to sit on to use my sniper rifle. Thought there was only one guy left, but I guess there was two. Yeah, I may look like I'm making some pretty bold moves here, but really, Starscream is not really all that tough, so some of these are kind of risky. I also like that they got the three Seekers' personalities very close to their original selves. And Starscream is actually voiced by Sam Riegel in this game, which I think is awesome, because he does a very good job with villain characters. Obviously, it's not the same as the original Starscream, but I think he would be a very good Starscream for like one of the animated series or something. But this part, we're gonna have an Autobot transport ship thing is gonna show up here. And it's going to have several missile launchers on the top of it that they sort of home in on you, and you're going to have to, well, I hate to say this, but do a barrel roll to dodge them. I hate to use that reference, but it's necessary. I'm going to stick back here where I am and just take out the ones on the top right now, and then after they're destroyed, more will show up. And occasionally you'll get Autobot aerial bots that will come out of there, and the aerial bots are basically the Autobot equivalents of the Seekers. Another nice Generation 1 touch to add the aerial bots in there. So like I said, we're just going to keep using the jet rockets on those missile launchers on top, and then wait for the others to pop up. And occasionally, like, they usually shoot out of a large volley of projectiles, which splits off into several smaller groups that target you and your two allies. Alright, so most of them are destroyed. I'm going to get a little closer here. These missiles are not very accurate when they don't lock onto stuff. I am surprised at how many things they do lock onto, though. So after those are destroyed, two more are going to pop up down here. And do pay attention to your surroundings, because you may get more aerial bots. They'll show up. Sometimes these aerial battles can get kind of tricky because you're forced to stay in your jet mode. But yeah, the aerial bots are actually pretty easy to take out with either of your weapons. Just remember the fact that you can dodge, so don't take too much damage if you don't have to, because you can, well, do a barrel roll. So these last two missile launchers are here on the front. And after we've gotten rid of them, we can head inside. Right now we'll open up so they can deploy more aerial bots, and we can head inside right after them. Yeah, your allies are kind of useless in a lot of these aerial fights. They really can't hit these guys worth a flip. But that's no big deal, because that leaves more for us. And it does take a little while for these rockets to lock on, unlike the handheld rocket launcher, but still does the same amount of damage, I believe. Or close to it. Alright, so ship was opened up, and I believe we can either land on the sides or in the back there where the aerial bots came out. There's going to be some guys along the side here, so do be careful. I'm going to carefully try to flush out all the enemies in here, because we could just fly right in there, but that would leave us in a really bad spot. So I'm going to try to take out the guys that are already in here. What might have been funny for me to use the shockwave on this guy and just send him flying off the edge. Now you could have just flown down to the back here and flown in through there, but there's more enemies down there than there were up here, so I figured it would be easier to just take out these guys and then gradually work my way down there.